6 different offices around our state with a $546 million a year budget. It's a $500 million a year. As chairman of the Railroad Commission, I lead a 725-person agency with a $100 million a year budget. In the last 2.5 years, we'll issue more drilling permits than we have in 30 years during the same period of time. We're using less taxpayer dollars to do it. We've improved our performance. We're turning around drilling permits in 3 days. When I got there, it was weeks. We're turning around surface mining permits in 6 months. When I got there, it was 5 years. It's not about what you do, it's about how you do it. This job requires proven leadership experience. As chairman of the PUC, I oversaw the most competitive electric market in the world. And in fact, we did that at the same time. We returned over $100 million in appropriated but unexpended money back to the citizens of Texas. And today, electric rates in Texas are at their lowest level in 10 years. You need leadership experience to run the Attorney General's office. In the private sector, I spent 17 years running a group, signing both sides of the paycheck. I understand what it's like to have to meet a budget, to have to terminate people and downsize, to have to come within your constraints. Practicing law is fine. We all need to be lawyers. I'll match my legal experience up against anyone. But the Office of Attorney General is about being the leader of this giant agency, marshaling your troops to accomplish the right mission and the goals of the agency. In the last 10 years, the budget of the state of Texas has increased by 60%. In my personal budget, the Railroad Commission, we are flat. I've taken no raise, neither of my employees, and we've returned money back to the state. Every candidate talks about fighting Obama. I'm fighting Obama. I've sued the Obama EPA 7 times. I am Greg Abbott's client. We have taken those cases to stop the implementation of primarily climate change legislation, the attempted regulation of greenhouse gases, particularly CO2. And I've been on the leading edge of those battles. Because if those regulations are put in place, it will dramatically harm the Texas economy. That case is going to be heard before the U.S. Supreme Court in February. A week ago Friday, I was down on the border meeting with local constables. And I've suggested that we put together a task force of lawyers and investigators from the Attorney General's office working with local DAs, law enforcement, constables, and investigators. Because, ladies and gentlemen, crime along the border is out of control. Border Patrol will not arrest anyone. Did you know that? They will give chase, but they will not stop. They will harass, but they will not arrest. And so now it is up to the local constables to enforce the law. And they need help. And when I'm the Attorney General, we're going to give them help. Lastly, I would say this, JD. Some time ago, I gave an interview about preparing Texas so that regardless of what happens outside of our borders, we can be the great place in America to live and work and raise a family. I don't have any control over what happens north of the Red River, but I do have control over what happens in Texas. Now, some people said I was advocating for secession. We've been an independent country once before. I'm not an advocate for secession. I'm an advocate for preparation. I want the rest of America to be like us. I don't want to leave the Union. I want them to come to us. Be like we are. But when I swear an oath to the state of Texas, my oath is to prepare this state to be the greatest place in the world, regardless of what happens, whether it's 17 trillion or 20 trillion of debt. We have to make this the beacon state.